terminal looks super boring. I'm going to show you 4 ways to customize Linux terminal, make it uniquely yours, from colorful prompts to an animated aquarium screensaver. So let's have some fun and dive in. So PS1, that's the environment variable that we're using to set the custom prompt. \u displays your username. I'm using Hacker Learning as my custom prompt. The \w displays the current working directory. And you've obviously got colors there. And that is where we've got this part here, color and color. So what have we got there? We've got green and blue. All right. And also the dollar marks the end of the prompt. Now what I'm going to do, I can echo this to the bash rc file. And why would I do that? Okay, so I'm using the bash shell for this, and by making it permanent, I can add it to that file. And then I have got this custom prompt set up. If you're using a different shell, like the Z shell, then obviously the configuration file will be different. Okay, so I could click enter on this and we will add that now. And then I could source, reload my bash rc file. And there you go. You now see my custom prompt. And what do you see? You see exactly what I said. It is my name at the Hacker Learning host. And we have got the penguin emoji. So how fun is that? Make your terminal less boring by adding a custom prompt. Something else we can do is that we can display system info alongside a sleek ASCII art logo for our Linux distro. And we can do this with the NeoFetch package. So you just need to install this sudo apt install if you're using something like Ubuntu or a Debian, and you can install NeoFetch, and then you could run it manually, of course. But also what we could do is that we could echo this directly to our bash rc file, and again, make it permanent. So if I run it now, just to give you an idea of what you actually have here, NeoFetch, there you go. So if you wanted something like this, you could have this show at the start when you turn on your terminal for the first time. And in order to do that, all you would need to do is simply echo NeoFetch, and we're going to append that, of course, and we're going to add it to our bash rc file. Hit enter. That will then be started with every new terminal session. So if you want something colorful and information rich when you turn on your terminal for the first time, adding NeoFetch is the way to go. Now, I've done a video on this before about 3 forgotten and fun Linux commands, and that is fortune, Cowsay, and Lolcat. And this will generate a random fortune, wrap it in a quirky ASCII art cow, and add vibrant rainbow colors using Lolcat. And if I run that right now, there we go. You worry too much about your job, stop it. You're not paid enough to worry. That might be true. Who knows? Now, what I could do again is that I could echo this exact command to my bash rc file. And every time I turn on a new terminal session, I would get a colorful and wise cow give me my fortune. And how would I do that? I would simply echo again. I would use fortune, pipe to Cowsay, pipe to Lolcat. Okay, so that's my command. I want to echo and append that to my bash rc file. So there we go. I run that. And then whenever I turn on, let me just add a space between that pipe and this command. Whenever I turn on my terminal, I'm going to see a colorful and fortune-giving cow. Another way to make your terminal more fun, less boring. Now, the final way is how about turning your terminal into a live animated aquarium with fish, sharks, and much more. Yep, we can do that with ASCIIquarium. All you've got to do is install the package, and then we can write a script that activates it after a certain idle time has elapsed, a bit like a screensaver. So apt install ASCIIquarium, and then when you have ASCIIquarium, you can simply run the command to see what it looks like, and I'll do that for you right now, just to show you quite what you can expect to see. ASCIIquarium, hit enter, spell it properly, hit enter, and there we go. There is a live aquarium running in my terminal. That's pretty fun. I think that makes the terminal way less boring, wouldn't you agree? And what we could simply do is create a script, and this script could monitor for idle time and then activate the screensaver for us whenever we've been idle, a bit like an old school screensaver, or maybe not so old school. People probably still use screensavers, to be fair, but that's the idea. So what we could do is we can clear the screen, and I've already written a script for this, but if I show you now, I'll open this up. Here we go, a simple script. Within this, all we're doing is we're while true doing something. And what we're looking for is we are waiting a number of seconds for user input. And if it is not found, we would then activate. This is technically incorrect. I've changed this temporarily to, there we go, 120 seconds. So we're waiting for user input. If there is no input within 120 seconds, then activate our script. So I could save that now. And if I want to run my script, I can run that. It is now running, and if we wait for 2 minutes, we would see ASCIIquarium. That's going to be too long, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the script. I'm going to go back in. I'm going to temporarily change this to 10 seconds, or maybe even 5 seconds, so I don't have to wait for too long. And then let's run our script again, and within 5 seconds, hopefully, we will see the fish swimming along our screen. And there we go. You now have a script that automatically runs a fun aquarium within your terminal. What a fun way to make the terminal much less boring. And of course, if you wanted to, you could add this script to your bash RC file or your Z shell file or whatever you want, and it could be automatically running in the background. Of course, be sure to make your aquarium screensaver script file executable, so make sure you add that permission, otherwise, of course, it won't work. But there you go. So that's 4 fun ways to customize your Linux terminal. So no longer can people say your terminal is so boring. In fact, your terminal is not boring. It's a lot of fun. From colorful prompts, dynamic ASCII art, and even a live aquarium screensaver. What more could you ask for? This makes your terminal a little bit more personalized, a little bit more tailored to you, and overall just a more fun place to be. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video and can't wait to see you in the next one.